and I'm back. Yes, Mark Makes It Simple is back. And I don't even know where to go from here.
What are you making?
What am I making? You know what? That is actually pretty much the important question right there. What am I making? Actually, I'm making today chili. Why? It's getting cold outside. It's fall, it's November, and I decided, you know what? Let's warm ourselves up with a nice bowl of chili. And it is actually a special kind of chili. It was requested by my cousin Karen. It is a vegetarian chili. So we got the typical ingredients here right now. I have the onions, garlic, green pepper, and celery. And for the astute cookers out there, this is actually called the Trinity. I'm actually taking this page from the Cajun cookbook. So I feel like this is good, great flavors for the chili. And then we got some other chili ingredients here, which I'll get to in a second. And then if you want to come over here for me on the other side, I got some oil, salt, and pepper to taste. Some tomato products. So I got some diced tomatoes, tomato paste. We got some spices here, so some chili spices. I'm probably gonna say about a couple tablespoons of some chili spices and some other like granulated garlic and all that. And then we got here our meat substitutes.
Why those in particular?
I wanted to try something different. I always like to, try to challenge myself culinarily. I've made chili for so many years. I made it in college and just kind of like hone my craft. And I decided, you know what? I might as well kind of play around and see what we can do. So that's why I got these Morningstar and I guess Beyond Meat chili meat substitute, just so I can just kind of like mess around, just kind of like, keep myself on my toes. And I actually like them too as well, because they are both gluten-free, because I know my wife, which actually was the last time we saw me, I was not married, but I am married now. My wife is gluten-free, so that's why I got these.
Thanks, babe.
And then lastly, here is some other pantry staples. We got some mushrooms here, which I've sauteed earlier in the day, some canned corn, and then some organic tomato, roasted and red pepper soup, and then some, if you see this kind of looks like corn flakes, but it's not corn flakes, it's corn chips. Some old corn chips, which I will get to in a second here.
We got the red onion and avocados.
So the red onion and avocados is actually going to be the topper for the chili when it's all completed. I didn't want to chop it up now because I am not going to serve my chili today, actually. I always am in the believer of letting it rest and let all the flavors meld together and then serve it tomorrow. So tomorrow, the next day, so tomorrow I'm gonna actually put it all together and put some avocado, some onion, and I know I have some sour cream in the fridge as well too, and put that as the topping for our chili. I have heated up my big stock pot here. I got some oil in here, about a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. So I'm gonna add our Trinity in here, which, as I said before, it is our combination of onions, green peppers, and celery.
I see you have some salsa over here.
Yes, so there's some salsas over here, and I actually have some chipotles over here, so if you want to get over there. The salsas are actually, if you want to take a look, the salsas are actually, these may look familiar to you if you live around a lot of Mexican restaurants. Those are those little salsa packets that they give you for your tacos. And so what I like to do is I actually like to save it and actually use it in my chili. It's kind of like, chili is really good for the fact that it's like refrigerator magnet. You got a lot of ingredients here that you can find in the pantry that you could use for chili. You got your sauces here. You got your chipotles here, some tomatoes. It's very versatile. So don't let anybody try to shame you saying oh, this is chili, this is not chili. Technically yes and no, but for the fact that whatever you cook and makes you happy, that's what you should do. All right, I got the Trinity in here sweating nicely. And what I'm also gonna do here is add the spice blend in here. And the reason for that is I want to get these spices nice and toasted and starting to open up their flavor in with the hot oil and the moisture from all the vegetables. Okay, it's been a few minutes now, and the Trinity has been nice and sweating with the spices. So I'm gonna add in the meats here. And as I said before, these are the vegetarian meats. These are obviously fully cooked. Had this been actually just a regular ground beef and pork chili, I would have taken the vegetables out, brown the meat, and then put them all back together. But since these are all basically fully cooked and just need to be reheated, I'm just gonna add them straight in. So give it a good stir. And then with that, I'm also gonna add the leftover salsas that we've graciously got from the Mexican restaurants. Then we're gonna add some chipotles to give it a nice smoky flavor. I took about 2 chipotles and chopped them up and added their reserved liquid into it. Babe, how's it smelling?
It smells really good. Have a little smokiness. You can smell the chili powder, the onions. Just a real nice culmination of it all.
Then the rest here, we got some chopped up tomatoes. I like using fresh tomatoes, just kind of give it a nice fresh flavor to it. But also obviously add a little more tomato element to it. So I got some canned diced tomatoes. And then this is actually kind of, I wouldn't say an odd ingredient, but it's something you probably normally don't find, but I figured it's in our pantry and might as well use it. So it's a organic tomato and roasted red pepper soup. Is it traditional? No, but
Probably got some good flavor.
It has
Tomato
good.
and red pepper.
It has, and that's the reason why I wanted to throw it in here in this chili, is just because it has, roasted peppers and roasted flavors into it. So other than that, I just have some mushrooms I'm gonna add and just let it simmer for a few minutes. Okay, it's been a few minutes now and it's been simmering here, and I have added a little bit more water to the soup just because it's a little bit too thick for me. And so if you remember here that I actually had these corn chips and tomato paste, and I was gonna add it to the chili to actually make it thicker. Obviously tomato paste just to make it thick, but this was actually one of my also secrets too, is it basically just take a couple tablespoons, maybe even a handful, and just throw it in the soup, and it will actually expand and make it a really thick chili. So the only thing I have left really is just adding the beans, which I have here, which is the pinto and the kidney beans, and lastly, the corn. And I like actually adding some corn in here. It gives it a nice little sweet little kernels in all of this chili.
Ooh, nice and colorful.
Yeah, and that's one of the nice things too about adding the Trinity, is because you got your green peppers here, your celery, and adding into the yellow of the corn, a dark maroon of the kidney beans, and just a bunch of colors here. Now that everything's come together, we are going to bring to a boil, partially cover it, and reduce to simmer. And it should be ready to be eaten in about half an hour. But as I said before, I always like to cook this the day before and let it rest, let all the flavors combine together. And tomorrow it'll be better than it is today. All right, it's been about 15 minutes, and I brought it down to a boil. Brought it to a boil and reduced to a simmer. So just after now for next 15 minutes or so, just give it a good stir, just so nothing gets really stuck or burned on the bottom. But if you have it at a low heat, it really shouldn't be doing it. Babe, you had a question or a comment about
I was just going
pantry?
to reference, you talked about some of the pantry staples you had and how that was served more as kind of your base. What are
Sure.
some of the things you would normally keep on hand?
For pantry staples, I always like to have some whole tomatoes on hand, some tomato pastes of various sizes. So here's like your typical size tomato paste. I'm a big fan of tomatoes, so I'll keep a big thing here. And this is actually something that I just got earlier today and I was pleased with, is the corn here that I actually added onto it. I'm usually kind of stay away from canned vegetables, but corn actually stays really well in the can, whereas like peas or green beans, for my taste, it's too mushy for me. I actually like frozen vegetables, you know, like so frozen corn, frozen carrots, frozen peas, as well too. And you know, with winter here, and you know, you don't know when the blizzards are going to be coming and all that stuff. You know, it's always nice to grab from the freezer, so to speak. Okay, well, it is the next day, and I got the chili here heated up, and I can guarantee you that it tastes better today than it did yesterday. Yesterday, you know, you could just taste, oh, here's a celery, here's an onion, here's the green pepper, oh, it's a piece of corn. But today, it's all come together as chili. As you can see here, I topped it with some red onions and avocados, and I got some sour cream here, some oyster crackers, but really the sky's the limit to however you top your chili. So, I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys do for your chili. You know, do you make it Cincinnati style, where you added the spaghetti and the cheese and the beans? Do you do it like in Iowa, where you do cinnamon rolls? Do you add macaroni? How do you dress your chili? So let me know. Put it in the comments. And with that, you know, welcome back to my channel. And also, you know, like, subscribe, do all that fun YouTube stuff, and put in the comments what I should make next. And with that, I bid you good eating, and make it simple with Mark.